A quiet moment inside a private royal enclosure was suddenly shattered by a sharp exchange of words that left observers stunned. By the end of this video, you will understand the real story behind Princess Anne's long-standing relationship with Queen Camilla's family, what verified records actually confirm, and why narratives about tension between the House of Windsor and the Shan Parker-Bowles household continue to captivate millions around the world. In recent months, a dramatic headline began racing across social media feeds and online video channels. The story claimed that Princess Anne, known globally as the hardest-working member of the British royal family, lost her patience during a prominent public gathering. According to these viral reports, the Princess Royal launched into a heated verbal confrontation directed at Queen Camilla's daughter, Laura Lopes. The claims suggested that harsh words were exchanged regarding public visibility, extended family privileges, and how the royal household should represent itself during a period of major institutional change. However, official court circulars, verified press reports, and established royal correspondence confirm that no such public altercation ever took place. Buckingham Palace released no statements regarding any breakdown in protocol, and no credible journalist or official photographer present at any recent public engagement captured evidence of the alleged incident. Then something unexpected happened. Despite the total absence of factual evidence, the story spread rapidly across digital forums and commentary channels. Within days, it had amassed millions of views and generated thousands of passionate comments. Why did this specific narrative capture so much public curiosity? To understand why so many people were quick to believe reports of a rift between Princess Anne and Laura Lopes, we have to look far beyond modern internet headlines. We must examine a complex family web that spans more than 50 years of British social and royal history. The shared history of Princess Anne and Queen Camilla began long before either woman held their current positions within the British monarchy. In the early 1970s, a young Princess Anne moved within the same equestrian and high society circles as a handsome, charismatic cavalry officer named Andrew Parker-Bowles. At that time, Princess Anne and Andrew Parker-Bowles shared a brief, widely documented romance that brought them into close proximity over several years. During that exact same period in the early 1970s, Andrew Parker-Bowles was in an on-and-off, long-term relationship with Camilla Shand, the woman who would eventually become Queen Camilla. This overlapping social network created a unique web of personal relationships among young British aristocrats and royals during that era. Andrew Parker-Bowles ultimately married Camilla Shand in July 1973. Yet, despite the end of their romantic connection, Princess Anne and Andrew Parker-Bowles maintained an enduring, lifelong friendship rooted in mutual respect, shared social circles, and a deep, practical passion for equestrian sports. What happened next surprised many outside observers who anticipated lasting awkwardness between the two households. Rather than allowing personal histories to create friction, Princess Anne demonstrated her characteristic pragmatism and loyalty to long-term friends. Years later, when her own daughter, Zara Phillips, was born in 1981, Princess Anne chose Andrew Parker-Bowles to serve as one of Zara's official godfathers. This deep-rooted connection meant that for decades, Princess Anne, King Charles, Queen Camilla, and Andrew Parker-Bowles remained inextricably linked through overlapping social, personal, and family bonds long before the royal family reshaped its modern image. When King Charles and Queen Camilla married in April 2005, the dynamic evolved into a unique, modern blended family structure. Queen Camilla brought 2 adult children from her previous marriage into the broader orbit of the royal family: Tom Parker-Bowles, an established food writer and author, and Laura Lopes, an educated art curator. Unlike members of the core working royal family, Laura Lopes has consistently chosen a life far removed from public duties, royal patronage, and official crown responsibilities. Laura grew up outside the direct spotlight of the royal court, attending Bryanston School in Dorset before studying history of art and marketing at Oxford Brookes University. She went on to manage prominent art galleries in London, establishing her own career within the art market. In 2006, Laura married Harry Lopes, a former model turned chartered accountant, in a quiet Wiltshire ceremony attended by senior royals, including Prince William and Prince Harry. Throughout her mother's elevation to Queen Consort and later Queen, Laura Lopes maintained a clear, intentional boundary as a private citizen. She does not receive funding from the sovereign grant, does not perform official state engagements, and appears publicly only at major family milestones such as royal weddings, state funerals, and the coronation in May 2023. However, there is another detail that keeps royal watchers carefully scrutinizing every public interaction between these families. As King Charles III implemented his long-held vision of a streamlined, modern monarchy, the operational burden of maintaining the royal family's extensive public schedule fell heavily on a smaller core group of working royals. At the absolute center of that operational engine sits Princess Anne. Year after year, official court circular data reveals that Princess Anne carries out more official engagements than almost any other member of the royal family, frequently completing between 400 and 500 official duties annually across the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. Her unyielding work ethic, stoic demeanor, and absolute devotion to duty have earned her a unique status as one of the most trusted lieutenants to the king. Naturally, this stark contrast between high-intensity working royals and non-working extended family members creates a fertile ground for public speculation. When the royal family faced unprecedented health challenges that required senior members to temporarily step back from public-facing duties, Princess Anne and Queen Camilla were called upon to carry a heavy operational load across numerous high-profile events. The strain placed a sharp spotlight on how the family distributes its workload and represents the crown. In the digital era, online algorithms frequently amplify rumors of internal rivalry, projecting wider public debates about royal succession, workload, and family standing onto personal relationships. When commentators saw photos of Princess Anne and Queen Camilla attending events alongside non-working family members, existing historical narratives were quickly twisted by online content creators to construct dramatic, exaggerated stories of public confrontation. To understand how online rumors take on a life of their own, one must look at how digital media algorithms prioritize high-emotion titles. Stories featuring words like busted, fired back, or heated outburst consistently perform well on video sharing platforms because they trigger an immediate emotional reaction from viewers. When these titles are combined with photos of senior royals looking serious or focused during solemn occasions, it creates a compelling narrative that feels believable at first glance. In reality, royal protocol is extraordinarily strict, especially during formal public appearances. Members of the royal family, particularly veteran figures like Princess Anne who have spent over 50 years in the public eye, are trained to maintain total composure regardless of the circumstances. The idea that a seasoned working royal would engage in a shouting match in front of cameras and crowds contradicts everything known about Princess Anne's professional record. Furthermore, those who closely follow the royal family know that Princess Anne's relationship with Queen Camilla has developed into one of strong professional collaboration. Both women share a deep respect for traditional duty, equestrian sports, and supporting King Charles during his reign. Rather than fighting over influence, both Princess Anne and Queen Camilla have focused their efforts on maintaining the stability of the institution during a period of transition. As for Laura Lopes, sources close to the family have repeatedly emphasized that she has no desire to step into the royal spotlight or take on official titles. Laura has built a quiet, successful career in the art world and remains focused on raising her family away from constant press intrusion. Her occasional presence at public family events is that of a supportive daughter standing by her mother, rather than an individual seeking a royal role. This clear boundary between working royals and non-working family members is central to King Charles's vision for a modern monarchy. By keeping the official workload concentrated among a small group of dedicated working royals, the Crown aims to remain efficient, accountable, and focused on public service. Non-working family members like Laura Lopes, Tom Parker Bowles, Peter Phillips, and Zara Tindall continue their private careers without drawing on taxpayer funding or performing state duties. Yet, because the public is fascinated by the inner workings of royal dynamics, stories alleging friction between these two distinct groups will likely continue to surface online. The internet thrives on dramatic conflict, often turning minor moments, neutral expressions, or standard scheduling choices into evidence of complex family feuds. When viewers understand the factual background, however, the real picture becomes clear. The story of a heated confrontation between Princess Anne and Laura Lopes is not a reflection of real events, but rather an example of how internet culture can take real historical connections and reshape them into viral drama. So, while tales of a loud public argument between Princess Anne and Laura Lopes generate millions of clicks, the verified reality inside palace walls tells a very different story. Princess Anne continues her steadfast service as the bedrock of the modern monarchy, operating with the same quiet efficiency she has displayed for over 5 decades. Meanwhile, Laura Lopes remains securely situated in her private life, supporting her mother on family occasions while steering completely clear of official royal affairs. The persistent fascination with this narrative illustrates how historical links, modern royal restructuring, and the public's endless appetite for drama can turn baseless internet speculation into a globally trending topic. Do you think the constant scrutiny on royal relationships reflects genuine public curiosity about the modern monarchy, or has online speculation simply gone too far? Share your thoughts below, and if you found this factual breakdown valuable, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more reliable royal coverage.